The cool desert breeze brushing against my face in the dead of night. A familiar sensation. How many times have I walked these city streets? Even at this late hour, the alleys of Sa'ar bustle with throngs of merchants, shoppers, and pleasure seekers. This is a city of indulgence, and when life becomes overbearing, I too find myself roaming the alleyways of this oasis. A burning search for an escape from reality. On this night, I explore without any destination, taking in the electric energy of the metropolis and observing the common folk from afar. It was not long ago that I was one of them. Before my export business took off, I too was part of the underclass. This is a heartless place, a world where coin is king, and men will stop at nothing to feed their avarice. My impoverished family immigrated here when I was just a child, instilling in me a strong sense of determination. It served me well, for here, one can ascend to the highest echelon of society simply through sheer ambition and ruthless business acumen. Though my success has afforded me every manner of luxury I once lusted after, I have come to realize the dark side of such excess. My thoughts are heavy, pondering how decadent my once charming wife has become. The sweet woman I married has since grown gluttonous, her greed increasing in direct proportion to our fortune. The disrespect she shows the housekeepers and the way she recklessly squanders our resources gambling and binging on fine food has reached an intolerable level. Surely I have the funds to support it, but the change in her personality has only served to exacerbate the rift in our relationship. If only— Excuse me, I mumble reflexively, as the young man's shoulders brush against my own. Of course. The disheveled youth briefly makes eye contact before darting down an alley path. My hands instinctively rush to my pockets, confirming their contents have indeed been emptied. Without giving a second thought, I dash in his direction. "Stop, thief!" Realizing his failure, the amateur crook breaks into a run, and the pursuit is on. We race down dark, winding streets, through narrow corridors of sandstone buildings, and past crowds of late-night merrymakers. "Guards! Stop this man!" I bellow, but there are none to be found. Our chase is leading me into an unfamiliar part of the city. There are fewer people, and the streets are not well lit. I refuse to be defeated. The coin pouch the man has stolen can be replaced, but the principle of the act drives me to press on. My fine robes billow in the wind as I accelerate, gaining ground. Unfortunately for the thief, I have always been active. Though I have much idle time these days, I resolve to stay fit, a choice now paying dividends. "It's yours!" The man lets out an exasperated cry, realizing I am mere feet behind him. Throwing the coin purse to the ground, he continues his frantic dash into the night. I halt, heaving deeply as I recover the coins. It is not worth the continued chase. He will get away this time. I've been so distracted by the pursuit that I only just now notice how deep into the alleyways the hunt has taken me. I stand in an unfamiliar corridor of aged sandstone brick, characteristic of the infamous pleasure district. This is a region I have patronized on many lonely nights, but this street is unknown to me and is far from the main thoroughfare. A long, dimly lit path with not a soul to be found, it is lined with a smattering of shuttered businesses. All appear devoid of life, except for a small, inconspicuous tavern in the center. The Blue Lotus proclaims a sign high above the entrance. The building has no windows, save for a narrow blue stained glass rectangle in the door, acting as the only source of light pouring into the alley outside. An intoxicating melange of music and merrymaking seeps out into the street. For an alley so deprived of activity, the revelry within seems out of place. Such an unassuming facade is far from my typical haunts, the houses of the night where the most beautiful women in the city sell their services at exorbitant premiums. The uniqueness and mystery of this building beckons me to enter, and I oblige out of sheer curiosity. This has been a preview. For the full audio, visit kaiaubrey.gumroad.com.